Food for thought. You have control of your day. Just because you have a bad start to your day does not mean that you can't have a better day. In the moment, accept your feelings. Accept that you're having a bad day. Because invalidating your feelings is not going to make your day any better. You are allowed to have bad days. We all have them. It's completely normal. But you and I have the power to change our day. We can allow ourselves to feel bad and mope in our day, mope in our feelings, and do that for the rest of the day. But we also have the opportunity to understand why we're having a bad day, accept our feelings, and try to look for the bright side. You could go for a walk, think about how grateful you are for your physical body. Even if it might not be in the physical shape that you want it to be, you can still move. You are still mobile. You still have access to go outside. You have the safety of walking outside, if you do, if that's applicable. You know, you can enjoy looking out the window. You can enjoy smelling the grass, or like something small like that, or like the pollen. Where I'm at, it literally just like rained, so I can smell like a bunch of rain. There are so many small things that we can be grateful for. I don't know. I think we all have the capability to change. If you really want your day to get better, you will find ways to make it better. Like, literally today, like the only reason why that I bring this up is because literally today was such a rough day. Like, it was a very rough morning. So I had an 8 a.m. lab, okay? But like beforehand, I like woke up and whatever, I did like homework before lab, and I just felt like super insecure. I was like, whatever, like I'll just feel insecure, like it's fine. I'm not gonna invalidate my feelings. And I got to lab, and it literally said, measure out, like, I don't even know, it was some type of amount of acetic acid, but it read 0.1 or like 0.01 moles of acetic acid, and I measured out, like out of the wrong container, 0.1 moles, and we were making buffers. And I have a partner, and I feel like I don't seem like a very good person in the lab, but I am, I promise. But to my partner, I definitely seem like little, like, not very skillful. I am, but I'm like, whatever. And I accidentally like weighed out, or like got the wrong chemical, and I was like, crap. And we were like an hour into the lab, and like we were looking at the buffer and trying to see, like, if you don't get this, it's okay, but just like where I forget what it's called, but it's like the point in which like the buffer, like I literally have worksheets in front of me. It's like, I don't even know, whatever, equivalent point, not midpoint, equivalent point, and it wasn't coming. And like my lab teacher, she was like, look at your paper. And I was like, well, what about it? And she's like, you weighed out, or you like got out of the bottle 0.9 moles instead of 0.09 moles. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And that just set off the day. And it wasn't the cutest. And then like she was like, split up, you two go into separate groups as a group of 2. And so then I joined, and I was already frazzled. And my lab partner, my other lab partner that I joined with, there's 2 of them, so then there's 3. She asked me, can you like just grab like 2 milliliters of sodium hydroxide? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And I'm like, I can just blah blah blah, grab it in a more precise. She's like, it's fine, just fill it up and then like dump it in. And I was filling up like a titration column, and I wasn't thinking. I was like, oh, I just need to fill it up. And I poured all of the beaker in, and I had about 20 milliliters, and I spilled all of the sodium hydroxide onto the like stir plate, the hot plate. It was like a combo for me, but like, yeah, I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I grab pipettes to like get it out. And by that, my nerves were shot. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm having such a bad day. But like in my head, I knew that it's okay, that I'm gonna learn from my mistakes, that like I'm gonna read the instructions more thoroughly. I'm gonna like be more cautious and like mentally like connect the dots quicker, I guess. Like, you know, like even though that my nerves were shot, like I was telling myself, because I believe in myself, that I'll be okay. Like having these like major blunders doesn't demonstrate who I am, doesn't demonstrate the type of person that I am in the lab. Like I just start off on like a bad foot. Like I rolled out of bed on the wrong side of the bed. Whatever, you get the gist of it. And yeah, like, and none of these like faults or like errors or like blunders is a representation of me. And like understanding that, and understanding that even though I don't feel confident, I am confident in my like lab abilities. And that goes for anything in your daily life. Like just because you might trip, that doesn't mean that you can't walk. Or just because you like burn your toast doesn't mean that you're a bad cook. Like it could, but like whatever, you get the gist of it. Like I don't know, like small things like that, they don't define you as a person. And like I was like, not gonna lie, I was in a bad mood after I left lab. But then like I kept telling myself like I want to have a good day. Like even though I didn't have a good lab experience, I'm not gonna let this lab experience like ruin the rest of my day. Because like by the time I got out of lab, it was like 11. It was like 8 to 11, like a 250-hour lab. Yeah, but like it's fine. Like I ended up having a good day because I made it a good day, you know. Like for example, like me and my like group of friends, like we're like jokingly playing like a big game of tag, and like I got like a friend of mine it during lunch, like, you know, like something like so like trivial like that, like that literally like made my day like a lot better. Like, and then me and my friend like also went down to like a coffee shop, and I got like a chai tea, and like I got my homework done, and then I like went to the gym and did like a really hard workout. Like you have to want something bad enough to make your actions align with what you want, you know? I didn't want to let that bad lab experience, like, of all my mistakes and, like, messing up, like, 2 people's labs, like, not really, but, like, making a mistake in my own lab, like, messing that up for real. And then, like, accidentally making a small blunder of, like, not cognitively, like, paying attention, like, making sense of, like, oh, I can't pour all this in there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just because I had a bad morning does not mean I can't have a good afternoon, you know? Like, you have to want something bad enough to act upon it. And I wanted a better day, good day, you know? And it's like, all it started was with up here. I didn't do anything like magical or something. I didn't like buy a purse. I didn't buy something impulsive to make my day better. Like, don't get me wrong, buying the chai tea like was buying something, but it's like it wasn't something big, it was just something small, you know? Like, just like you have the ability to do so much more than you think, you know? You can do so many things once you get out of your head. Like, so many things. And I think that there's like an importance of understanding that. And that even though you're having a bad day, you can do small micro habits, particularly up here, to set yourself up for the rest of the day. Like, you can just tell yourself, like, repeatedly, like, even though you might not believe it, you can just be like, I am worthy, I am kind. Like, just because I made a mistake does not mean that I am a mistake. Like, my mistakes do not determine who I am. My mistakes do not determine my value. Like, you're not gonna get the benefit of thinking that way the first like week or month, or like even like few months, you know? Like, you're gonna have to do it over and over and over again until you truly believe it. Because then when something big like that happens, like, you're gonna have a test, or like, not like a paper test, but like a life test, you know? Like something to test like your skills. And I think that's what today was like, I had a bad day, but I'm gonna use the skills that I gained, that I've been working on, that I've been practicing, practicing like positive affirmations to myself, that I'm going to use those skills to make my day better, you know? You can't just like go from 0 to 100 without practicing going like 10, 20, 30 and so forth, you know? That's unrealistic. And so you have to remember that with practice, you're going to get better. And by believing in yourself, you're going to get better at having self-confidence and knowing your worth and knowing that you are enough and your mistakes do not make who you are, you know? And that even though you do make mistakes, that does not mean, like I said, that you are a mistake. It just means you're human. And humans are allowed to make mistakes and to have bad days. But that does not mean that you cannot change your life in those days. That does not mean you can't change the trajectory of your day just because you're in a little rut, you know? You can find it within your blessings. You can find it within everything that you want to. You can find it in anything that you want to. You can find it, like, the other day, I saw a squirrel carrying an entire piece of pizza with pepperoni on it. Like, how could that not make your day? Like, small things like that, like, it's so trivial, but, like, you know, you just gotta find small things that, like, make you laugh, make you, like, I don't know, think of something goofy, you know? You just gotta do it for you. Because nobody else is gonna do it for you, especially not up here, you know? And you're gonna be fine, I promise you. You might be in a really bad place right now, but know that you're gonna get out of it, okay? Know that you have the tools and the ability, and you have practice. Every day is practice to be able to work on yourself, you know? Not every day at practice are you gonna, like, lift 100 pounds or something, like, I don't know, something like big, I don't know, whatever, but like, it just all goes back to consistency, especially up here, you know, knowing that you are worthy, knowing that you are kind, knowing that you are not defined, like I said, by your mistakes, because I think that is so important, because just because you make a few mistakes does not mean that the rest of your day is going to be bad. You have the opportunity to do anything in life, as long as you believe it. And if you believe you can have a better day after having a bad start, then you can do it. Just believe in yourself and do it. Food for thought.